Graham Rowe, and also the assistant fire chief from Methuen, Michael Fluitt. The first calls came in around 2:15. They were received by the North Andover Fire and Police. So I'm going to turn it over to the deputy chief to talk about the initial aspects of that recovery operation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Like the chief said, my name is Graham Rowe. I'm the deputy fire chief over in North Andover. We received a phone call from the FAA tower, the Lawrence Municipal Airport's tower, reporting that they had a possibility of a plane down in the water. They lost contact with it. So we started an initial response of all apparatus, including our boats. When we finally got the location, I believe it was a civilian aircraft that was hovering and found the location, radiated it to us so we could get closer. We determined where the location was. We found out it was in Methuen, on the Methuen side of the river, so we contacted all our mutual aid agencies. Lawrence Fire, they sent 2 boats. We had boats in the water, notified Methuen Police and Fire. Their assets came down to the river to assist us, and we started working on the recovery efforts.
Good afternoon, Michael Fluitt, Methuen Fire Department, Assistant Fire Chief. Like the deputy was saying, that we got a call from about 2:15 approximately to respond to North Andover for mutual aid assistance. While en route there, we received an additional report that there was need on our side of the river. Our shift commander, Deputy Azes, responded with Engine 6 Ladder 1 to our side to start with the assistance of the incident. The Salem, New Hampshire, and Beverly, Mass. dive teams are now employed in the recovery effort, and that is where we sit at this moment.
Experimental aircraft, what that means, experimental aircraft, is that homemade, that was on it?
I don't know what the definition of an experimental aircraft is. I'm sure that the FAA will have a better definition as to what they classify experimental versus maybe factory built or common manufacturers.
Can you tell us anything about this one?
I have not seen or learned anything of the plane. All I know is of the response.
Is the pilot recovered from the aircraft?
That is underway right now.
Is the pilot deceased?
I believe that's correct. So we're waiting on information, confirmation from the scene and everything else that's going on down there. I'm just here to relate the bits and pieces that led up to it right now.
Is the pilot?
No information.
What was the plane like when you found it? And how challenging was it?
I'm going to refer this back to the deputy from North Andover.
The plane was in a very remote location. Access was pretty difficult. The easiest access that we were able to get through was to enter in through Haverhill and come down some dirt roads. Like I said, the embankments were pretty steep, as Methuen side it also was very steep. The plane was on the opposite side. It was upside down when we arrived. As of right now, it is stationary as where it is, and all the crews are working to assist removing the soul from the plane.
You got the call from the FAA that said that they lost contact with Lawrence. Had it just taken off again?
That I'm not sure. The conversations that I had with the Lawrence Municipal Tower, one, we were just trying to look to see where the plane was last seen, how many people may have been on board. They had very limited information for us due to the nature of it being an experimental, whatever that definition turns out to be. And they were unsure of how many people were on board.
Do you know where the plane was headed?
That I don't know.
Do you know how close the plane came to hitting any buildings like that Amazon warehouse or anything like that?
It was a lot further north than the Amazon building, where the plane was found.
So at this time, you only believe there was just a pilot, or was there
Yes.
the other people?
We believe that there was only one on board.
And is that the same person who this plane is registered to?
That I'm not 100% sure. We confirmed with the tower, and they believe one person was on board. They saw the plane take off with only one person at this time.
And so it took off at Lawrence
Yes.
and then ended up here.
Yes.
So how long it was in the air?
That I do not know.
You may have answered this already, but at this point, you don't know if the pilot is in the plane or
The pilot is currently in the plane. Yes. That I won't know until the body is recovered, and that's when the police investigation.
Was all of the plane recovered?
As of right now, they're still working on the recovery. It's under investigation. They're trying to assess it. We do have dive team members in the water trying to assess everything, but the plane appears to be intact.
You know how so it wasn't
No.
Can you talk about the dive team and tell us how you handle a situation like this? You see the boat out, you saw you get some of the rescue crew getting onto the plane? Like, how do you actually navigate that?
The dive team is a specialty unit. They have a lot of protocols and SOPs that they follow, procedures that they follow. They're out there assessing the best approach to be able to handle the situation. I came directly from over here. We still have operations underway. I have not spoken to anyone on the dive team of how they plan on going about this. I know we did make contact with the Lawrence Dam to keep the water at the same level, so it won't shift the plane. As of right now, it's stationary and secured.
So because the pilot is still in the plane, you have not made any notifications, I assume?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is there any inclement weather?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
So the plane's not anything for the sinking, it's outside,
Nope, it's stable where it is currently.
how deep is the water?
That I'm not 100% sure. I would say probably 5 or 6 feet. The river is pretty shallow right now.
Can you explain what the next few hours look like for you guys, what you'll be doing, sort of continue operations here?
I'm going to refer that to Methuen because this is a Methuen investigation at this time.
So obviously we're going to continue with the recovery operation that are currently underway. The FAA has released that the plane is in fact a single-engine van RV-6A aircraft. So at this point, the facts and circumstances that led to the crash will be investigated fully by both the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board, both who have representatives already on scene at the airport. So that's what's going to happen in the next 24 hours and beyond. We're going to look into what led to this tragic accident. Right now, for our part, we're doing all we can for the recovery operation. I also want to thank North Andover Police, who are instrumental in assisting here. Of course, North Andover Fire, who has just done an outstanding job. And on behalf of the city of Methuen, we also want to thank Lawrence Police and Fire, who continue to assist us in that regard.
Is there any reason to believe there's any contamination in the water from this plane, gas, anything like that?
I have no reason to believe that at this point. I'm having a difficult time hearing
I'm
you.
sorry, once the victim has been removed from that plane, and what's the next steps to removing the plane?
We're going to take guidance from the experts here, which of course will be the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board. We're not going to be moving the plane if we don't have to without clear guidance and support.
Are they here?
They're not here with us at this moment, but yes, they are in the city.
With the pilot presumed to be deceased, can you just talk about what this is like for police, fire to respond to a tragic accident?
Yeah, unfortunately, we deal with this quite a bit in our profession. It's something that we accept going into it, but it doesn't make it any easier. Those conversations we have with the loved ones of those that are lost are some of the most difficult things that we do.
I guess, how do you think about going into that conversation now when you talk to people who are loving about this pilot and talking about that?
We think about doing all we can to support the families, and then afterwards to support our own people. Because obviously, there's a lot of that rubs off on us, and we're doing a lot better on that nowadays than we have in years past.
For those of us who aren't familiar with the area, the Lawrence Municipal Airport is North Andover.
Yes.
So how far is that from where we are? Like, what are we talking mileage?
From this location to the airport, if you're familiar with the 495 double-decker bridge, if you look directly into North Andover, it's right there. So it's maybe a mile as the crow flies from here, if that.
And from the airport to where the plane crashed?
It was probably a mile or less, I would assume. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you all so much for coming. We appreciate it. And if there's any updates to come, we'll let you know, of course. But I think at this point, we're going to kind of turn it over to the experts, that being the FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board, for the updates that they've already kind of put out on their various platforms, okay? Thank you so much for being here today. We can do that for you. Come off your, all right, thank you. Thanks.